welcome to JermaineAuNatural. I am Jermaine Ryan, and it is 2022. So, story time. My break actually went about 2 weeks longer than what it was supposed to. Okay, so let's kind of do a small time jump back.
Picture it.
November 2020. Week of Thanksgiving. Week before Thanksgiving? Week before Thanksgiving? Week before Thanksgiving. Beep. And remember that any pop-up videos that happen above are always linked down below for you to watch after this one. So, had like the first fresh batch, the OG, the original, had that. That was a whole not fun thing, right? Okay, so went out of town 2021 for my birthday, but still, you know, doing good. At this time, I was without a job, so I was in the house a lot. And so then we get into fall. I get a new job. It was mandatory to be in office. And then that's where the story begins. So even though you're in office, you know, you're wiping your desk down and, you know, like you have to be masked masked all day, except for when you are eating. Then the week of Christmas happens. Nothing was happening for Christmas. Typically, the family gets together on Christmas Eve, which is like my absolute favorite time of the year outside of my birthday. That wasn't happening. Everybody was just it was an unspoken thing where everybody was doing their own thing. Nobody cooked, interestingly enough. It just didn't. So I'm like, perfect. Well, that works out for me. Like, sucks because this is like my favorite, but sucks. But at the same time, this actually gives me a larger window to start my New Year's deep cleaning. And I had a laundry list and a half of stuff that I wanted to clean, you know, getting rid of old papers and food, cleaning out my cabinets, like completely like everything was gonna get done in my head. You know, as I always say, there's always something to do. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what, this kind of sucks, but you know what, at least I'll be able to get this started a lot sooner because I do still have to work. Let's see, I think I did start cleaning on the Thursday the 23rd. Then Christmas Eve happened. My dad came over, dropped off Christmas gifts because my dad was like, I'm doing this today. I'm not doing this Christmas Day. I'm not leaving my house Christmas Day. So everyone's getting their everything today. So I was doing really good. Like the music was going in the house. Like I was energy was good. Like, and I was cleaning, like stuff was getting done. So then the way the job is set up and my schedule is set up, I worked Christmas Day. Double time, but so got to work and I just felt so tired. And I just assumed that, well, you know, I was up late cleaning. I think I was cleaning at night until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, you know, maybe it's just because, you know, I had a whole lot of energy. I exerted a whole lot of energy that day and I was up late at the same time. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm just tired. Slight scratch in my throat. And I'm like, you know, we live in paranoid times now. So anything that is not your regular health is like, so I'm like, all right, I might need to get tested just as a precaution. So I'm like, I might need to get tested, but I'm not sure. But let me just look up some places to see if I can find some places. Hardest thing in the world to do. Everything required an appointment. Not everything, but geez Louise, was it hard to find places that were like, just walk in. I attempted a place. There was some stuff that said that it was open. I know it was Christmas Day, but it was a couple of locations that said that they were open. Tried one, it was close to home. They weren't. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's the internet and sometimes they be saying stuff be open and it don't be. It's also Christmas Day, so whatever. Went home, went to sleep, woke up Sunday and did not feel good. Like just did not. And I attempted the same place again, close to home, downtown. Went before work Sunday, because it's my schedule. So I was there like at 9. It said that they open at 8. Nobody was there. So I went to work and I took some cold medicine, and I felt a tiny bit better after I took the cold medicine. So while I was there, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. Like, I got there and I felt fatigued. And because I knew how fatigue felt, make sure you check out the 2020 video. Because I knew how fatigue felt, I was like, okay, this really might be that. So I really started looking at places while I was at work. I messaged my manager and I was like, hey, so this is what's happening with me right now. I need to go get tested. Left work, came home, went to sleep. I was able to make an appointment Sunday for Monday. Had an appointment Monday. When it got tested, it was a PCI test at the local Rite Aid. So those take 2 to 3 days. So did that, let my manager know. And he was like, yeah, we typically want a rapid test. And I'm like, okay, I'm already tired. I'm not about to be driving around all day trying to find a place.
No, I can't do that. No, I'm not doing that.
So I tried the same place again Tuesday morning, a little bit later than the 9 o'clock from Monday. So it was maybe 10. Was able to get in. It was completely unorganized, but I was able to get my rapid test. It took them 15 minutes, came back positive. I knew that it was, because at that point, like, I was feeling all of the tiredness, just could not keep my eyes awake. Let my manager know, came immediately back home and went to sleep.
Here I am. Here we are. Yes. Another week.
So let's talk symptoms this time around. So initially it started off with that slight scratchy feeling in the back of my throat, which is what I sometimes get when I'm catching a cold. And then it turned into, I got a headache. And I rarely get headaches. So it turned into me having a headache, and I was like, oh, this is different. The scratch was still there, and then I was starting to feel lightheaded. So this went on for a couple of days. Eventually, the scratchy throat went away. The lightheadedness got not as intense, but I still had this headache. Just waking up with a headache, it would not go away. Eventually, I developed, it was a stuffy nose first. So it got stuffy nose, congestion, runny nose. It wasn't as lightheaded. Headache was still there. The headache was constant. So eventually the runny nose kind of slowed down, but then I developed a cough. It was every couple of few days I got something different. I ain't like that. So the cough started happening, and my energy was really up and down. So I'm like masked up in the house. I'm still trying to clean at the same time. Spraying Lysol whenever I leave out of my room, or just Lysoling everything down, because I needed to get my house clean for New Year's Eve. I'm a little bit of a fanatic when it comes to that. It's a yearly thing. I'm a little bit of a fanatic. But I'm like struggling at the same time to get stuff done. New Year's Eve comes, and at that point, still had the headache. Started to get a little bit winded, not as dizzy. The cough was gone entirely, but I still was stuffy and had a runny nose. Get the house clean for New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, I was completely and entirely down. I think I ate once. Oh, and then that started happening too. I started losing my appetite like a few days before New Year's Eve. So then New Year's Day came, I ate once, and I was in the bed and sleep that entire day. I was down. So then, yay, Happy New Year. The stuffy nose was still there. It wasn't runny. Still had the head. This headache was not going anywhere. And I was taking medicine for it, but it just was not going anywhere. I had runny nose, but it wasn't stuffy anymore. And I was only getting winded sometimes, and I wasn't dizzy at all. A lot fewer symptoms and not as severe as they initially started off. So that first week I was still down. I was off work, of course. And, I felt good because my house was clean, but I felt bad because sick. So polarizing. I polarized myself this time. At this point now, I have just went back to work this week. I did get double tested. I did a rapid test and then I got a regular test. Both came back negative. So at this point, I am good. Still get slightly winded sometimes, but the headache is gone. No stuffy nose. Just all of it's gone with the exception of the few times that I've gotten lightly winded. Fortunately, I am a vaxxed person. So I believe that did play a big difference in the symptoms the second time around compared to the first time around. I haven't gotten boosted yet. I do need to still get my booster, but like I said, I think that being vaxxed did help with the symptoms not being as severe as they could have been. So, you know, fortunate in that sense. Fortunate that, you know, generally I am healthy and that, you know, my body has recovered from it. Where's some wood? So, first video of the year, talking about sickness. So, welcome back. All right, so I don't know if you want to share experiences down below. I know everybody is sick. It's just spreading so easily this time around. I just wanted to share this time around, same as I shared the first time, just in case you or somebody else you may know, may have, or might go through this experience, or just, you know, just to kind of get information or get someone's perspective of how it affected them. So still wasn't how I planned on how this is going for 2022. But still, you know, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for still being here. So make sure that you like this video. Punch the red subscribe button down below. I've got a lot of nice, fun things planned for this year. Feel free to share this out if somebody else may need to see or want to see my experience with, you know, Omarion. Punch the notification bell so that you can stay abreast of when I post my videos. And again, thank you for tuning in to JermaineAuNatural. Thank you for sticking around and being here. And I'll see you in the next one.